Hi everybody, this is my wet job for today, as it's been raining and couldn't go to work, so lunchtime when it stopped. This is my girlfriend's son's Mk1 Fiesta, and it failed the MOT on the wheel arches. I'll show you what we've been doing. Right, failed on that rust down there, which is near in prescribed area that suspension mount. So we've got to cut that out, plate that. You can see, cut the wheel arch out. Now cutting the wheel arch out and fitting it is the easy bit. The bottom of the inner wheel arch has gone this end, and at that end I haven't started yet. You can see there's a massive chunk of filler there. And the bottom of this corner's gone. We'll have to make that. Not too bad on this side, but I've got to cut the top off yet. So this is part one of fitting the wheel arch. So you just cut it out, tight fit. Now a lot of people, they joggle the joint. Right, on this edge here you can get a tool that joggles the metal backs. It just means it gets a lip on the back, so you can tuck it behind here and then you can weld along. Now that's alright if you're a non-welding person and you don't know how to adjust your machine. I'm hoping that this metal is wafer thin, that we can adjust the machine, tack, 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 and then I'll be able to weld that all together. You'll need to skip weld it, which means you do a small little bit of weld here, and then you go and weld over here, hold on. Yeah, so you're skipping all over the place to distribute the heat everywhere so it doesn't all start to buckle. You may still get a little bit of buckling, but I'm going to do a butt weld on this. So I've got to trim, I'm going to trim this off across that ridge line. So as you can see, I've cut that, these new thin cutting discs, I've cut that pretty much perfect. So I've just got to cut that off along the top and then slowly work my way around, tacking it all together, making sure it's flush. Now this had already had welding done on it already. They had the seals done on it in a garage last year, and when they did it they must have welded straight all the way along, and this panel bowed in because it got really hot. You can see the thickness of the filler on there. There's a good 2.5 mil of filler on there. So that's not my department. I don't do filler. I have done it in the past, but I don't like it. I was a welder, and that is it. Yeah, so you can see the inner arch is pretty buggered, so it's going to be a case of butting this up, doing some tacks around here, and get some of that seam sealant stuff to seal that and make that virtually watertight, because that's what causes the muck, is the rust. Is this edge goes, the rubbish gets in there and a pile of mud down in this corner and that corner, and that's what causes all the corrosion. But anyway, that's my job I'm doing amongst doing everything else. Okay, I put that on. This is part one, and I'll do it. I'll try and get that camera set up and do a time-lapse video of me tacking it all together, which I did try it the other day. It's quite good. Anyway, that's part one of the Mk1 Fiesta job.